Hi everyone, this is Sunny and today I had come up with session on Python. So let's start our session. To start Python, what we need to install Python first. So let's install Python, and for that let's go to browser first. Now here what you can do, you have to type download Python. You will get this link. So click on that. Now here you will get multiple options. If you are having Linux machine, you can install for that. If you are having Mac machine, you can install for that, or Android or other. For my case, I'm using Windows machine, so I will install Python for Windows. So let's install that. It's giving us the version also. So click here. Our installer is complete. Now here, open that. So this is the version. Now what you can do, you have to double click on that. So it's giving us some options. Why I am not getting install option? Because I had already installed this. So no need to install this again. But in your case, if it is not installed, you will get the option as install. So you have to click on that and next, and then finish. Simple steps to install Python. For my case, I will cancel this because it's not required. So cancel it. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. Now, how can you check whether it has been installed? Go to search bar, type Python. So here it is. Click here. So it will open the Python console, which is the console of Python. Now just type the simple program to check whether it is working or not. Print. Let's print something. So we are getting expected results. So we are able to print what we want. So our Python is installed, our Python console is working. So you can get the version details also. But for our practice, what we will do, we need a tool. And the tool we use for Python is PyCharm. So let's install that, PyCharm. Because that is more advanced, so we will learn a lot of things from PyCharm. Close this. Now to install PyCharm, what we can do, go to browser again, then type download PyCharm. Click here, download. So it will download it. Now here you will find, so you can click here, download. See, the installer is getting installed. Now it will take some time, but I don't think we need this because I had already installed this. But in your case, as I said, the way you had installed Python console, you can install the same way you can install this PyCharm. So if you just cancel it, so let's go to this. See, the PyCharm which is here, it will be like this. So you have to double click on that and the next, and then finish. So your PyCharm will get installed. Now let's open that PyCharm. So this is a version, so it will be like this. So click here. I will just say, are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. So it's opening, it will take some time. Okay, so our PyCharm is ready. Now let's open from scratch. What we will do here, we will just create some new project. For that, you can click here, file, new project, so that you can understand this in a much better way, like from scratch. So let's give it test1. So I'm giving the name as test1. So then create. Okay, open project. So how would you like to open the project? This window, new window, attach. So I will just click here, this window. So it will replace the existing project with our new project. Okay, you can see here it is now test1. Earlier there was different project, so it has replaced the existing project now. So we are now seeing this from scratch. You can see here the name is test1. Now to add file, to add some Python file, what we used to do, click here, it's saying Python. So let's give the name as main. So main file, and then create. So hit enter. So we are giving the name as create new file. Let's give it the name again. I think there was some issue with the name. So what we have done, Python file. So this is Python file. So name, we had given name. Hit enter. So by this way you can add file. If you want to see one more file, so here go to Python file, give it a name like main 1. This is Python file, and hit enter. So you can see one more file get added. So for now let's delete this, because we need a single file. I was just showing you like how can we add Python file, the new file. Now let's go to document. So we have done this. We had installed Python console, and then we had installed PyCharm. So this is a link that I will provide you in the description. Now let's try some commands in PyCharm and see what we get. So let's type here print hello world. Okay, and then hit enter. Now here the hit enter will not work. So what you have to do, because this is a very good tool where you can practice your Python commands. The console is not that vast, so that's why we are just preferring this PyCharm. Now here what you can do, click here run, or if you don't want to click on run, then you can do the right click and run. So it's up to you. Now click here, you can see we get the output as below, which is hello world. So we are able to print what we want. Now let's try some other commands, which is we'll type here print some numeric value, and then do the right click and run. You can see here we are able to print the string value as well as numeric value. Now let's do some arithmetic operation and see what we get. Print 10 plus 20. So run it, you will get 10 plus 20, which is 30. So we are able to print the string value, numeric value, and we are able to do some arithmetic operation. Same way you can do the multiplication, addition, and division. Now let's see how to do concatenation in Python. Let's understand that. Now let's say if you have to add the string with a numeric value, how can we achieve that? If you had to say like sum of two numbers is, which is 30, the numeric value. Now how can you do? Print. Okay, so print. Now here you will say, like if you just go with like this, print of two numbers is 30, it's showing the red. See, this is underlined, which means it's not correct. It will not give us the result. You can see here run. So we are getting error. So if you have some string value, as I said in like here in the top, what you have to use, you have to use double quote. So you can use either double quote or single quote. Now let's say what we get, print of sum of two numbers is 30. So let's see what we get. Sum of two numbers is 30. So this is working, but this is considering this as a string value. But now if you have to concatenate the sum of two numbers with this number 10 plus 20, so how can we achieve that? what I mean is arithmetic operation. Now let's say we'll use 10 plus 20. So do we get 30 here? Let's see. Run. We are getting as it is, but what we want is we want it should give us 30. So for that we use the braces here. Okay, so we are using this numeric value in braces, and then outside we have to give f, which stands for formatting. So we are doing the formatting for this while doing the concatenation of these two like string and numeric and arithmetic operation. So now if we just execute this, let's see it will work or not. Sum of two numbers is 30. So now it's working. So to concatenate the arithmetic operation with a string, what you have to do, you have to use the braces, curly braces for the arithmetic operation, and then you have to use f. If we don't use f, let's see it will work or not. See, it's not, it is printing it as it is, as a string. So it's very mandatory to use f. Although it is not, it will not show any error, but we will not get the expected output. Now moving to next, comments. So how to use comments in Python. So let's see that. Now let's say I'm printing my name is Sunny. If we run this, it will give us error because this is a string and we are using this without a single code. But we don't want to print this. It should be like this, but we don't want to print this. In that case, why do we use comments? Like when multiple developers are working, okay, so he has created some program and then he want to specify what actually this program is doing. So for that purpose we use comments. Now if we have to use here, this is addition of two numbers. Now if some other developer will use the same code, so he will understand, okay, this is addition of two numbers. In that case we use comments, but we don't want to print this. In that case, what we can do here, with this sign, it means it will ignore this. The compiler will ignore this line and you will able to understand, okay, this is addition of two numbers, and the compiler will ignore this line and it will not give us error. You can see here, okay, so it will ignore this line without giving any error. So this is single line comment. But now if you have to do the multiple line comment, in that case what you can do, let's say we have some my name is Sunny. So this is multiple line. Now what we'll do here, and the end also, okay, see, this is multiple line comment. So the compiler will ignore these lines which comes under these single quotes. So whatever, if you type anything, this will work like as comment. Okay, if you run this, you will not get error. Okay, now coming to next, let's remove this because this doesn't have any meaning. So that's why if we run this again, okay, so everything is working as expected. Now coming to variables. So let's understand variables. So let's say we have some length, like length which is 20. So we will mention like length is 20 or breadth is 10 or height is 40. So by this way we used to declare variables and in Python. Now if we have to use some string value, for that also we can use, these were the numeric variables. Now if we just use name is Sunny, okay, sorry, okay, so this is character string type, and by its name we have done, and this, okay, so this is how we can declare variables. So this is numeric variables and this is string variables. Now if you have to print, now you can print them, like print, you can print, like if you want length, you can print it, length, print length. So this is the same variable which we defined here, leng, okay, this is spelling mistake. See, it's also giving us until sense, like it's, see, we have not typed this, but it is giving us print breadth. So if we run this, you will get the length is 20, so it's giving us output as 20. So we can print our variables, so we don't need to again and again we have to give, this is print 20 or 30 or 40. So whatever we are storing this in the length variable, we are able to print that. So we don't need to mention whatever the value is there in length. So we simply can use the length variable here. So once after declaration, so whatever we declare here, like in the same way, see, breadth, print breadth, print height, see, breadth. Now if you run it, you will get 10, which is breadth is 10. Same way you can print name, name is Sunny. So we are able to print these variables. And if we have to concatenate, as I said earlier, we have done that, we can do that as well. And how to concatenate? Print area of rectangle is, so now here we are using the variables length, length into breadth. Okay, so you have to press the tab. So if something is coming like in the until sense, you can press tab so that that value will get added here without typing. So if you don't want to type, so length into breadth, which is, and one more thing which we have to do here, simple F formatting, for which you use for formatting. You can see here area of rectangle is 200. So we had used these variables now while when we did the print for these variables. So we had done the concatenation, and in that we had used variables. So rules for declaring variables. So what are the rules? Should not start with number. So let's try this. Now here this is the variable, so we are defining a numeric variable. Now if we use here 6, will it work? No, it's showing us, giving us syntax error, because when you are defining a variable you cannot use the number. Okay, you cannot start variable with a number, no space. If we use here give a space, will it work? No, it will not. So you cannot use space. No special character also. If we use some special character, will it work? No. So we had tried everything here, but it didn't work. So while declaring variable, it should not start with number, space should be not there, or a special character. Types of data in variable. We have seen this name. We are using the string variable, age which is 30. We had done this, the numeric variable, and the price which is 10.5. So let's use this. This is a decimal variable. Okay. So if we use price, sometimes we have to store some decimal value, some float value. In that case, we can use 10.5. So this is how we used to declare a floating price, floating variable. Boolean variable, so we can do that as well. BOL, or you can use anything, bool value, but here you have to use true or false. Okay, see, bool value is equal to true. So here you can type anything, like when you are declaring the bool value, so this value, it can be anything, it doesn't matter, like, but the important here is while declaring the bool value, so you have to mention here true or false. So it can be either true or it can be false, and if you run this, it will not give us error. But in case you will type true, it will not work. Okay, so you should be, you have to type TRUE. Okay, the first letter is capital and then rest is small. Same way, you can type FALSE, false. If you run this, it will work. Now check the type of data. So how to check the type of data? We have done this bool value, number 1 is equal to 10, number 2 is this, number print. So print, we had already done this, like how can we print? Now, or let me show this again, like if we had print length plus breadth, so we'll hit tab, you can see we get the expected result. Okay, the length, print length plus breadth, which is length is 20 and this is 30, so we are getting 30. Now coming to next, which is checking type of data. What that means, let me explain here. So we are doing this, like we are defining our variables, but this variable, it can be, you can define anything here, but how does Python know what actually this is? This is a numeric value, this is a character value, this is a boolean value. So how does Python know? Because we are declaring any value, we are just there is no specialization, like there is no, it's not specific. You can give anything, like you can give length 1 2 3, or how does it know? Let's say num1 is 10, or you can num2, number 2 is 10. So how does Python know actually this is numeric value or this is string value? For that, what we can use here, type. So type, in that if you just define name, let's use name. If you hit enter, you will get a no. So what actually this is? Okay, sorry, we are not printing this because this is a confusion here. We have a lot of what we will do here. we had to print this. We are not printing this. Print, then bracket, and here also we have to end this bracket. Now let's see. This is class string. So this is string variable. Name is string because we are using the single quote here. Now if we use the length, let's say we use length. Now once we execute this, we get this is integer. Same way to check the boolean value, we check here. Let's use bool value. Execute this, you will get this is boolean. Okay, so by this way we will get to know whether this is string variable, this is a boolean variable, or decimal value. Okay, let's use this also here. Price, and this is float. Okay, so by this way you can check what type of variable actually it is. This is like if you had to do this more like 2 into 5, for that we had to use 2 into 3. So let's use this because you will might be in your requirement. Sometimes you have to do this condition, you will get this condition. In that case, like you have to get the power of 2, which is 5. Okay, you have to get to a power of 2 and 5. In that case, so power will be replaced with double star. Print 2 and let's use 5. So 2 power of 5 is 32. Okay, so you have to use the double stars here to get the power of 2. Similarly, if you had to get the power of 3, which is 3 power of 5, which is like 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, so you will get 3 243. Now if we had to do the division, let's see the division here. Print 10 division of 3. Let's see what we get. We get 3.333, but in case if you don't want this, if you want to remove this, you just want the first initial value, which is 3, you don't want anything after the decimal. In that case, what you can do, double these. Okay, so you have to use the double forward slash, and then once you will hit this, execute this, you will get the 3 only. Okay, so you are getting here the 3. So it has removed all the values which were after decimal. So I think that's enough for the day. I hope you have understood. We'll come up with the next session shortly. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care. Be healthy. Be safe and love your family.